Alright, so power chords and bar chords. Power chords are these. You have G, you have D, C, A minor, E, E minor. So those all happen down here in the first 3 frets, and they're simplified versions of what really are bar chords that don't require you to move up the fretboard. So the easiest one to use as an illustration is E. So E I play with these 3 fingers when I play it as a power chord. That's how most people play it, I think. That's an E. But if you wanted to, you could switch your fingers out. Instead of my forefinger, I'll put my middle finger on that one, I'll put my pinky there, and I'll put my ring finger there, and it leaves my forefinger free. So it's the same chord. Play with these 3, I can play with these 3. With this finger, what that is doing is what I would have to do to make it a bar chord further up the fret. So I can actually just put my finger there, and this is the shape of a bar chord. And I can move it up 1 fret, and that E turns into an F. That's an F. And if you play the power chord version of an F, it sounds pretty much the same because a power chord F is just a bar chord F simplified. So there's an F with a bar. That's a regular F. Regular F is played with those 2 down with the forefinger, then the middle finger there, and the ring finger there. If you wanted to make it a little bit closer to the bar chord, you could move that finger up and put your pinky there, and you have also an F because both of that and that note are in the F chord. But if you played this one, that is not in the chord. Also, that buzzing is not part of the chord, but that's, yeah, me. So you bar it like this, and you can play all 6 strings because they're all part of it. That's what the barring does for you. So you can take that all the way up the neck. It works on every fret as long as you can still make the shape and as long as you can hold it down. And that is the problem with bar chords, is you're having to do a lot with 1 finger, so you have to have a lot of pressure on that 1 finger, and when you need all the other fingers, you can't double up to give that finger extra strength. So that's why bar chords are more difficult. But if the problem you're having is thinking, how do I decide between a power chord and a bar chord, or how do I move from a power chord to a bar chord, it's just recognizing that what you're playing are all chords, and power chords are just bar chords that are way down here and don't require that finger to hold down what would essentially be a capo. You can do the same thing with a capo. I can put this here and play an E and have the same note as if I were to bar this. So it's really all the same stuff, and I think that's the easiest way to connect it all. Now, other power chords are good for illustrations and analogies for bar chords. So E is the one that works the easiest for me, and it gets used a lot for bar chords. But E minor also gets used a lot, and that's a minor you can move up and down the neck. You could do A minor, which is the same shape as E, so it's down. You move it from the E to the A minor, and you can play like that. You wouldn't play a D that way because you'd have this huge gap there. I mean, I'm sure some people do it, but my little hands can't do it. Let's see. There's this one, I don't know the name of this chord, but it's an A minor with that finger up, the same way you go from E to E minor by moving that finger up, but that one gets used a lot. I think that's most of them you'll see. One you'll see a lot that I hate because my fingers are weak is A. So the A shape, when I play it as a power chord, is down here with 3 fingers. All 3 fingers down. But if you wanted to, you could play it with your ring finger all like bent in a weird way like that, and people do. Most people probably do. And see there, I played it really cleanly, but when it comes time to actually play it, I usually end up with a lot of buzzing because I'll be touching the highest string or something. But you can take that one up and down the fretboard too by barring and then pressing those 3 strings down with 1 finger. And the one advantage to that is I can use 2 fingers over here to hold the capo finger down. Like that. But if you could master those shapes, moving them up and down the fretboard, you'd have a lot of bar chords that you'd see. One good exercise, or one that I like for getting my hands warmed up when I'm going to play something with bar chords, is My Hero by Foo Fighters. It starts with an E, power chord, and then it goes to a bar chord up here, which is just those two strings with the bar back there, and that's almost the whole song. So and that's, I mean, I can show you the rest of the song if you want to learn that song, but just to practice going from your hand being in the configuration that it goes to for power chords and changing configuration to a bar chord, that one's a good one, because that bar chord is very easy to get down as a beginner bar chord. It's only 2 fingers up there, and you get 2 fingers here to help press down so you don't get a lot of buzzing. So that one is, in my opinion, one of the nicest ones to work on transitions at first with. And then you'll be able to do, you can see that when I play the power chord, I still use the power chord fingers that I've always used, but I can transition to the bar chord shape like this faster because I've had more practice with it, and I can get it down in time that I won't get buzzy strings. But that takes just time and practice to do. You could also use, you could probably go A minor and to there. That's the same, just 2 here and 2 there. I don't know a song for that, which is why I use my hero, because it is a song and I can think the melody in my head and play along with it. So, see if that helps any.